I'm in Miami Beaches.
When my friend Sandra called and asked me for advice on cruising the Panama Canal, I didn't hesitate to tell her about the Norwegian Joy. My favorite ship has a great 16-night itinerary between Miami and LA. When she asked if I wanted to join her, the answer was a definite yes, please, and thank you. Also joining us were Sandra's friend Bee, Bee's daughter Jessica, and Jessica's partner David. Cruising is a great way to have a group trip. Everyone can do their own thing during the day and meet back up at night and swap stories of their adventures. It always seems to be sunny when we cruise out of Miami. It could be because our moods are bright and sunny as we start a new adventure, or maybe we just have good timing. I'm not sure, but I'll take it either way. All right, Sandra, we're on board. Are you excited?
I am very, very excited.
What are you most excited about?
Just hanging with y'all and seeing the Panama Canal.
Woohoo!
So I'm just excited to be sitting down, number one, and to be with you guys.
We watched the landmarks of Miami recede in the distance as we checked out the best viewing areas from the waterfront on Deck 8 and had a front row view, or side row view, you know what I mean, of the causeway and Miami Beach. We ended our first day on a high note with dinner at Taste with the lights of Miami twinkling in the background. We awoke the next morning off the coast of Cuba with an occasional mountain making an appearance in the background. It was the first of our 2 sea days, and we spent them both soaking in the joy of the ocean, of cruising, of time spent in a comfy chair on the waterfront chatting with friends, and especially enjoying all the sights and sounds of the cruise. Especially the Mr. Norwegian Joy contest. Sunsets brought another treat. It meant Arvin and Emily would soon appear in the atrium to sing, and the couple we named the Beautiful Dancing Couple would show off their moves. We loved every minute of our evenings aboard the Joy. The twinkling lights of Cartagena made an almost magical backdrop for our pre-dawn sail-in to Cartagena Bay. Miss B and I got up early to enjoy the experience, and both felt in a way like we were welcoming an old friend. For Miss B, it was a day in her home country. For me, it was my 3rd visit to a beautiful city I've grown to love, and my favorite actual port. and you'll see why later today. My friends and I were doing different excursions today. I had my heart set on wandering the old city with my camera and set out as soon as we were cleared through customs. A quick walk through the port with its large Columbia sign and peacocks led me to a taxi stand where I was able to share a cab with a couple I met for $10 a person, and we were off to Old Town. After about a 15-minute drive, we were dropped off by the city gates. The old clock tower is a popular starting point for tours around the old city, and the first tours of the day were getting started. Inside the gates, the plaza hustled with vendors trying to get the best spot and the first sales of the day. What can I say to describe Cartagena? A city full of color, music, dancing, art, history, from the Spanish architecture to the bougainvillea draped balconies, the central plazas, the bustling energy of the city. It doesn't just surround you, it envelops you. Fruit vendors preparing the freshest of fruit. And of course, the pigeons. What's not to love? Plaza de Bolivar provides a respite of green and a nice bench to sit a while and enjoy the sights of the heart of the city. Local kids showed off their dancing skills as the various tour groups wandered through the plaza and paused for a few moments. They would dance, then take a break until the next tour group arrived, then dance some more. This was also a good opportunity for the mobile vendors to pounce on the stationary tourist. After a few minutes rest and a chat with the local artist who had noticed my camera and pointed me to what he called the most beautiful street in Cartagena, I was on the move again. And an artist caught my eye. He took finger painting to a whole new level. Don't forget to stay hydrated. It's hot out here. Within a few minutes' walk, I had reached the city walls, walked up the ramp, and found the gorgeous street the artist I had met on the bench in the park had told me about. Since I was already up on the wall, I decided to check out the views. These ancient walls were built to protect the city from pirate attacks over the course of 2 centuries, starting in 1614, after an attack by Sir Francis Drake, and not ending until 1796. The walls are now a UNESCO World Heritage Site with sweeping views of the skyline of modern Cartagena and the Caribbean Sea. Back down from the wall, I wandered along the most beautiful street in Cartagena and was not disappointed. It dripped with bougainvillea and oozed charm. An older gentleman sitting on a bench caught my eye, and I watched him for a few minutes. He was looking at his papers, seemingly oblivious to the tourists surrounding him, and I couldn't help but wonder how many days and years he's passed sitting on his bench under the bougainvillea. I imagine he's got lots of stories to tell. It was starting to get really hot outside, so I ducked into a church to find a bench in front of a fan to cool off and admire the majesty of the cathedral. Churches in South and Central America are reminiscent of Europe and are always a pleasure to visit. Back out on the street, it was getting even hotter and way busier, so I ducked into another church to try and cool off again. Even though it was still early, it was too hot for me, so I decided to head back to the port. The 15-minute ride from the port to downtown turned into a 30-minute return trip because of how heavy the traffic was, including a traffic jam outside of the port. On the ship, I grabbed lunch and a cold drink with a great view of the Canal passengers lining up to get back on their ship that was parked next to us. After lunch, I headed back to the port to meet some of the locals. And I fell for the oldest trick in the book. I let someone put some seed in my hand. But it was worth it, I think. Will he eat for me?
No, I don't have a pen. I'm not his friend.
What about you? What about you, handsome?
Oh, I just love you. Okay, I'm sorry. You're pretty too.
Yes, you are. You're a handsome boy, a girl.
The Cartagena cruise passenger port, known as Port Oasis, not only has the enclosed aviary where I was hand feeding the birds, but has an outdoor area where wild birds and monkeys come up because there's free food. The monkeys were putting on a show today. The Port Oasis has great shopping, dining, bars, but I just love the fact that there are wild animals just hanging out in the center of a city, entertaining the tourists. It just hardly can get any better than that.
Traigo conmigo buenos recuerdos en mi memoria.
Time to head back to the ship to meet back up with my friends so they can tell me all about their day. Give me one word to describe your day in Cartagena.
Amazing.
What was the best part?
Looking out over the city from the monastery. It was gorgeous. Just can't believe all the big, tall buildings.
All right. Miss B, give me one word to describe your day.
Unbelievable.
And what was the best part?
Being led or pushed in my cart without me having to work at it.
Being spoiled, you mean?
Yes, obnoxiously spoiled. Including the guy at the restaurant who was very, very caring and very thoughtful. And pushed me all the way from the van into the restaurant, including helping me walk across the pebbles and all those stones.
Oh, awesome. I heard they took really good care of you today.
Did, yes.
NCL's real good.
Yes, it was.
And you enjoyed your day with Jessica?
I have loved everything. Every time I'm with Jessica, I love it.
Yeah. As we sat reminiscing on our day and enjoying the sights of the busy port, all too soon the familiar sound of the movement of the water indicating the side thrusters were going. And our escort showed up, so we were off, leaving Cartagena in the background with a new set of memories and feeling richer for having spent our day here.